And I think it could be such an easy problem to solve just by changing the paradigm of how we think about it, instead of it being the onus of the parents and the schools, because the reality is most parents and most schools don't have the capacity or the skills to solve those problems or to teach those things, but small business owners do. And I'd like to instigate that change in Australian society, because I do believe that if we do this, we can bring our country, Australia, to the top of the world. I really do believe that. So Bondi, right? You got this primo Tesla sitting there, and then you've got this epic little collection of classic cars. I don't even know what that little blue thing is, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about you, and kind of about me, and it's kind of about the whole of Australia, because I have this massive goal of fixing the personal finances of 1 million Australians by April 2026. How does that relate to you? Well, in two ways, I guess. Number one, I hope that you can figure out in your life, what is that macro goal? What is that big picture, that big purpose? How is it that you can channel all of your skills and talents and passions and time and energy and focus and money into something that's going to make a huge difference in the world, but also give you a sense of purpose and direction and a way to, be motivated. And I think, you know what, there is something magic about having a goal of that magnitude, because when I choose to, let's say, get up early and do meditation and swim in the beach, like these are the things that I like to do, and eat well and, do the things that I'm supposed to do, it's much, much easier for me to be a better person and to work on myself when I have this huge vision in front of me. If it's just so that tomorrow is better, it's pretty weak. So one thing that comes from having a really clear goal, a big macro goal, this is a big task, 1 million Australians. I have a couple of ways that I'm going to do it, and one of them I'm going to share with you because it's pretty exciting. In fact, I'll do that right now. So firstly, if you don't have something like that in your life that is steering you in the right direction, I strongly recommend that you speak to people who understand that stuff. There's actually an event on tomorrow night based on that. It's called Pip Talks. You can look it up. It's in Woollahra Hotel. I'll be emceeing it, as a matter of fact. But that's not what this video is about. I believe that personal finances should not be taught in schools. I've done a lot of research on this over the last week, and unfortunately most school teachers don't feel that they have the skills to do it. And there's not enough time, and there's not enough space in the curriculum, and it's also more of an art than a science. So it's pretty hard to write that into a school curriculum, which I totally understand. So therefore, the kids end up not learning, right? And the consequence of that, from a compounding effect, the compounding effect of if somebody figures out how to do their money when they get their first job and they start getting some cash flows through their life, if they figured out how to do their money at that stage and just started investing 10% from an early age of like 17, 22, even 26, the odds are that they're going to be financially well off in their later years. But of course, nobody's teaching that. But I found a little opportunity. I believe that small businesses should be the ones that can take, not should, but can be inspirational leaders, inspirational founders, inspirational bosses, inspirational business owners, can take that role of saying, hey, wonderful staff member, here's your wages. What are you going to do with it? Do you want me to show you how to buy shares? Do you want me to show you how to, do a budget, or at least do an audit of your spending habits so you can make some changes and improve your situation? I believe that is a correct way to go. And I don't know if anyone else is talking about that, but if you do know somebody who believes in something similar, I would love to connect with them, because this is a big task and I want to pretty much revolutionize the way the education system is done by taking some of the stuff that isn't really appropriate to be taught in schools and shifting it across to the small business owners where most people get their first job. So if that idea inspires you, then let me know. If you believe that that's a good possibility, if you believe that that's a good cultural change, a social upgrade, and potentially a new paradigm for how do young people learn those critical life skills like goal setting, how to design a great life that you're excited about, how to sort out your personal finances and begin your investing journey, fall in love with your investing portfolio, and of course, how to figure out what are the basics of building a business. How do you find your niche? How do you identify the problem, solution, and avatar? Because these things aren't hard, but the compounding effect of learning them early in life is just magnitudes. It's massive, it's enormous. And I think it could be such an easy problem to solve just by changing the paradigm of how we think about it, instead of it being the onus of the parents and the schools, because the reality is most parents and most schools don't have the capacity or the skills to solve those problems or to teach those things, but small business owners do. And I'd like to instigate that change in Australian society, because I do believe that if we do this, we can bring our country, Australia, to the top of the world. I really do believe that. From a GDP per capita, from a living standards, from an innovation, manufacturing, export, I think this one change, by shifting the onus of these three primary life skills from schools and parents to small business owners, like the owner of that store. Why don't they show their staff what to do with their wages? Why not? Why not? Maybe there's some story that we shouldn't do that, or maybe a smaller business. That's probably a chain, but a small business like a small marketing company or a small tech startup, the owner of those companies, their financial blueprint is magnitudes higher than most of their staff. Their understanding of goal setting, life design, and the entrepreneur mindset is magnitudes higher than most of their staff. All they need to do is reach out and be like, hey, you want me to show you what I've done? Because it worked for me. That's my mission. I'm so excited about it. I hope you're having an amazing day. I can't wait to share more of this journey, because I know it's a big task and I can't do it alone. In the meantime, you are amazing. Write some goals. Pick something huge. What's your massive transformational purpose? What's a moonshot? What would make you so excited that you just can't stop talking about it? That's how I feel about this. And you're going to hear a lot more from me. Your favorite Stacey, signing off for another beautiful day here in Bondi Beach. Mwah.